Welcome back. So the last time what we did was we we had an output for the token stream, which the value literal here is 20. It should be 25. If I change 25, which is the sum here is 51. It's 25, so it works. The next bit that we need to work is the syntax tree. And when we are done with that, everything should be set up, and the only thing remaining will be to style how this looks into how we need it to look, and we'll check on that in a follow-up styling video where I'll do a time lapse instead of an actual video for that, because my UI and styling skills are really bad, and it's not something that I'll take much time on, and it's okay for me to deal with that by using a follow-up time lapse video. So let's check on the syntax tree instead. Okay, let me clean up the code a bit and remove bits that seem necessary. Okay. What else? It's okay. The next part, let's check our www branch for our speak language. The next part we should check is how we can capture the syntax tree. The syntax tree is basically the nodes here. A node is, let me go to the node definition. It's an abstract syntax tree. So what we'll do, instead of returning does it have a, yes, it has a string method. So what we'll do is return a vector of nodes here. We'll return a vector of nodes here. Let's do a vector of nodes. Vector of node. Then we add it to our tuple nodes. Okay. So let's fix anything that breaks. Okay, use the move value. The value is used here to move a car. Where does move a car? Let's do a clone. Okay, there's a lot of cloning. We'll fix that. I'll do optimization in a very separate video. Optimization for both the playground and the speak language. For now, I just want things to work clear. It can build, I'm sure it can build, but let's cargo check anyway. There is no errors, so let's push our commits. Let's check our stages. Add core commit propagate syntax tree. Okay. The next part would be to transfer. Then it will do a fetch and then realize, okay, nothing's done. That is string day push git status git log. Yes, I pushed changes. So we should do cargo fetch maybe. Okay. Transfer. Let's check. just do www branch all branches. Yes, please. This is the dev branch for Civic Playground, and this is the git push origin www. Okay, I didn't push the changes. So when I serve, it will realize the changes and benefits. The new changes, if I'm not wrong. Then something here should fade. How I token string, call it syntax tree. Hasn't been updated yet. What's wrong with this? Refresh, how do you refresh dependencies? Rust. Okay. Cargo, update, score. Cargo update is cargo update, let me check. Let me just do a cargo update. While that fetches, when I do have the syntax tree, I'll do a similar operation with what I did with the token string. I'll do let syntax tree equal to, let me copy everything, but instead of token string, I call it, okay, sorry. Yeah, I should code up to here. Then instead of token string, it's the syntax string. Then it's also rec string. We should probably do this as a string instead of a tuple. So while also that continuous threads, we should call the result here as okay. Let's, instead of calling it a res, let's change it to token string, token string. Then syntax tree. My syntax tree is a vector string, but I would want it to be it has a tree-like structure such that it nests, and there's a nesting order to it. But for now, let's just use a vector type string, just for the moment. Then you can I'll do that also when I do my styling. for the play. It's taking way too long to fetch. Okay, my network is slow, but that's okay. We'll just have to wait. The next part I'll have to change is syntax tree. Will make it a function component that receives a prop of type as result. Then do prop dot instead of token string we'll do syntax tree. And then this is a reference. Here we there's still an error. Okay, let's look at our exec method. Okay, let's look at the core, what we changed at runtime, what's the exec. Okay, the exec is really clear on what it receives. Branch www. How about I do trunk? How about I trick it into updating itself, because it seems that there's a way in which I should update, but not familiar with that way. Maybe I should change this to main. Then it fetches main. Try to realize there's an issue, then I change it back to that. Yes, that actually worked. It's a hack, but I'm not sure how I should. I was going to update that. So yeah, we should have a syntax tree. Next thing is passing the syntax tree nested within the output syntax tree. Then we pass it our prop, which is out of syntax tree. Syntax tree is equal to value of 2. Okay. What's next? Let's pass in our syntax tree. Value of token. Let me use tab with second instead. Come on. Expected achievable with 2 elements, found on with 3 elements. Achievable with expected achievable with 2 elements on the team. That doesn't make sense. So let me close this. Maybe I should restart. Yes. Okay, not try quit. Background. Check. The syntax tree then. I don't know how the computer is slow. It's really weird. Damn it. It returns an okay value of string, vector, string, and also a vector string. No, that's not it. I'm looking at the exec method. Yes, vector token, vector node. This is the vector token string, the vector syntax string. Remove that bit. Okay. Expected value token found. How can I have two different implementations that I'm pointing to www? Here I have a result of type value, a vector of token, and a vector of node, which is 3 values within my tuple. Yet in the error, I'm having a result of just the value, what we had previously, the value and the vector of tokens. Well, how do I really fix that? Let me come check again the long file. Kagos is check. Oh, that's nice. Hopefully it works. Okay, that's a better error. Function component and results. So the error was, okay, let me use chunks how. So I can get error that has token string. Okay. Token string, syntax string. How did this actually work? Let me go back to the props view. Then look at the first example that we used. Props is loading. Then when you're passing it down, you say is loading the value, but when you're using the props, you do props.isLoading. Clone. So here at the top we just name the field. Okay, here at the top we just name the field, but there is an issue. Syntax tree is not satisfied. Token string syntax tree. Let me call it token string syntax string. The arrow does not make sense to me. Does not make sense to me at all. Okay. Syntax tree. The trait has prop token string is not implemented for assert all props. Okay, I'm using a prop with one single value. Is there a different way to use? Is there a different way that where we can have a prop with different okay, maybe the structure of a prop only holds a single field. That is something I should maybe have read when then the documentation, but it's not really apparent. So what we will do, we will just create a single prop result with a single value. Let's say instead of calling it token stream and syntax tree, let's call it the res. And depending on the prop, depending on the component that receives the prop, the value will be different. So in our case, instead of token stream, here we have a res of 1, which is the token stream, and here our res is syntax tree with a value of the syntax tree itself. Then here prop.res. Let's, instead of calling it res, let's call it value, so that it will be easier to reason about value and finally value. Okay, I hope that compiles. There's still an error somewhere here. Res.k. We should do a clone here at the top. Okay, I think that's everything. Okay, let me just transfer again. Okay, world function called hi that returns takes a name, type string, and returns string. hi, then the main. Then you should do hi. There you go. Hi everyone. Okay, we have a function. Then within the function, we have a string called hi and everyone. Hi and everyone. String call. I will call the string call. Let me try some of A and B. After number, that returns a number where the sum is A plus B, and we need a sum of 10 plus 4. So a function that takes two numbers and returns a number. Oh, there's supposed to be a space here. Then the call is a function call of a function call that takes the function sum and its values are 10 and 4. So we are done with the interpreter, with the playground. But what I would like to do on this part of the function is, as much as I have the signature, I should also be able to have this. I should be able to have this. Okay, what I did was it was really verbose to have the contents of the function, so I only ever wanted to have the syntax tree for the function definition. So I'll add the syntax tree, which includes the function body. Yeah, so basically that's done. What we need to do next is to style, which I'm not going to do at the moment, but I will do in a time-lapse video, and also include the function body. Okay, that's all. Bye.